We are live, guys. Welcome to another live stream from Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. Just did a live stream just before now, but I was thinking, let's try again. Like, there was no one here, so let's see. I just noticed now it's come up, and it wasn't there before. So let's see if some people come in and we can have a nice discussion. You got to try it again, right? Let's see. There you go. See, it's actually working now. Cool. So make sure you write down your thoughts and let me know that you're here. Like, I can see there's one person here. But comment down below and say hi, everyone. Yeah. So I just made a quick live stream before, so I'll repeat the things that I shared there. You know, people are probably having some crazy times. Everyone's quarantined, at least in America and Norway, where I'm from. It's kind of ridiculous what's happening, but it's necessary. I actually believe that we need to take care of ourselves, make sure that we don't spread this virus, as you know, so that it just becomes a huge issue for the hospitals and the healthcare systems everywhere. And so it's good what people are doing these days. I actually stated about 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, that Norway should have really taken this seriously from the moment that the World Health Organization said that this was a crisis and that this was a huge risk. And that was back on like 30th of January or something. Like, literally, it's been 6 weeks since they were basically yelling out saying that this is a huge problem, you guys need to prepare, blah, blah, blah. And Norway have not done anything until basically 5 days ago. And now they're like in complete panic mode and everyone has to be home quarantined. No one gets to go to work unless they're like essential. And it's like panic erupted, and just 6 days ago, basically, everyone was like, well, is this really serious? Like, do we have to do anything about this? And I just think it's kind of hilarious what has been going on. But yeah, if I made a post like 10 days ago on Facebook. Actually, I kind of want to re-find it because it's kind of hilarious. I said that I'm going to my profile. So let me just read it for you. It's absolutely ridiculous. Here it comes. 7th of March. So that was 8 days ago. I said, if I'd been president in Norway, lol, I'd done these things. Right away, when World Health Organization came out with the crisis message of high risk, then I would have closed down Norway for in travel. So inbound travel would have been completely disallowed, but travel outside to leave Norway would have been completely fine. In that way, we wouldn't have gotten the first person to be affected the 26th of February. That's like 3 weeks ago, less than 3 weeks ago, 18 days ago. And then the healthcare and the business life would have no problems, no extra costs. And guess what? You know what is going to cost the Norwegian government this, if not more? It's going to cost them approximately $20 billion, okay, to pay people in welfare costs. And that's not even counting the healthcare cost that this is going to have in paying all the people who's trying to take care of this stuff. And it's not like, it's absolutely crazy. If they just done that, then everything would have been prevented. And because Norway would have done that, what I would have asked them to do then instead was to try to become a hero instead in this situation. Because if we hadn't received no infected, been a first world country, we would have been able to produce supplies that the rest of the world needs. We would have been able to send our nurses and doctors out of Norway to help the people where it was the biggest crisis. And we would have also been able to basically not react to the situation. We would have been able to take action where the action would be needed in order to solve the problem. So being preventative, that was the whole thing. But guess what? They didn't do it, and that's basically on us taxpayers, right? We're the ones who have to pay for that crap, and to pay for the welfare of basically half of the population. Because what has happened now is these are the terms. It's like businesses can let people go, and put them on I don't know what it's called. Hey George, basically on leave. That's what it is. And for 2 weeks, the employer has to pay whatever happens, and that people are gone from their work. But if it goes past 2 weeks, then the government has to now pay up for 6 months, okay, at least, in order for people to survive. And they basically get $3,000 every single month per person. Okay, so if it's a 2-person household who each have a job, then they will get $3,000 each in order to survive. If you do that to 1 million people, or 1.5 or 2 million people, that's going to cost a lot of money, like crazy amounts. And it's kind of ridiculous what has happened, but it is what it is. But vote libertarian, guys. Seriously, we only need military, we only need defense, and judiciary system and the police. That's it. There's no need for anything else. And if there was a need for anything else, like, I mean, really, the healthcare system is going to be a huge problem now for the public sector in terms of the healthcare system in Norway. It's been going fine until now, but it's not going to be fine now. If there was privatized, if there was competition, what's up, Leo? Then everything would, like, private businesses would really move forward in making things happen, and then the government, with the defense money and the military money that they would have, they would be able to help out on the private healthcare system, and people would be helping out. People would have money to pay for their healthcare, and also to donate for whatever, solidarity and helping out. So I don't know. What do you guys think about the coronavirus and what is going on? Are you guys quarantined? Do you guys have issues, etc.? Game Dog's live chat. It's kind of hilarious. I don't even know who it is. It's hilarious. So on the first live stream that I had, I spoke about the different aspects of porn. This is going to be an interesting thing because in the next few weeks and months, there's going to be a lot of porn addiction going on. Like, seriously, a lot of guys are single, and if they go outside and they're not supposed to mingle with other people, they're going to be on their computer watching porn. Like, if you're stuck with your social media for a long period of time, then it's like you're eventually going to get to porn, unless you've made a strong decision that you're not going to watch that at all. So just a quick heads up on what is the definition of porn in the men of high value eyes. Well, like, for my entire life, religiously, in the scriptures, it says that you shouldn't look upon a woman because then you'll commit adultery in your heart, type of thing. And I don't necessarily go according to, I agree with it, okay? Like, literally, like, and I'm not talking about committing adultery. Anyway, the point being, instead of talking about scripture and Bible and whatever, I want you guys to understand that if you're watching girls that don't have clothes on, and you're following and subscribing to women that are scantily clad, and you can basically see they're in bikinis or stuff like that, that's gonna increase your sperm production no matter what. It's gonna get you fired up. It's gonna get you, your brain is gonna be in hyperdrive, and it will eventually lead to porn and to masturbation. So personally, I would completely stay away from anything that has any form of scantily clad women. So that, yes, is included as porn. Let's see what people say here. No quarantine here at the moment. Which country is that? Germany? I would guess. Let's see. I'm surprised you remember me. Hey guys, this is a community, right? We're trying to build up the community. I remember both of you guys. And we're like, you're gonna see each other again and again and again. Anthony, hey, 1 year and 2 months of semen retention. Let's get it. Awesome, man. That's freaking awesome. Tell me what you're doing with your business, with your side hustle. Do you have a full-time job? Are you actually putting semen retention into action? Because I hear a lot of guys being for a long time on semen retention, and amazing, okay? It's absolutely amazing what you guys are doing, but how are you using it? Are you putting it into action? And are you making things happen as a result? Adultery is only if you're married. Single man checking out a woman is not committing adultery. And in that case, it's fornication, right? Because it's pretty much the same thing. George Colleen, the problem is the content of the porn frequency. If you cut out internet porn, which is filth, and stick to DVD every 3 to 4 days, you shouldn't have a problem in life. Awesome. Yeah, you can do that. It's true. Let's see. What do you mean, stick to a DVD? You talking about porn DVD? Yeah, I don't agree with that, bro. I don't agree with that at all. Get rid of all of it, okay? Like, it's no... Why would you keep watching it? It doesn't make any sense. Like, it's not helping you to progress into your life, and you're basically rewarding yourself every 3 to 4 days, obviously, for having not produced anything worthwhile in your life. Like... So, yeah, I highly advise against it, George, but hey, you can do whatever you want. But for all of you guys who actually want to progress in your life and to have worthwhile relationships with women one time in the future, when you've actually created your financial foundation, then yeah, get rid of it. It has no benefit whatsoever. Epic Stuffs. Hi, some people say SR cannot make any difference if you don't have proactive action, but I feel SR makes you take action on its own, like nothing else. Okay, so for those of you guys who haven't tried semen retention, give it a go because it's gonna be absolutely amazing. Nettie, though through the practice of yoga, the seminal energy, not the gross physical semen, flows upwards and enriches the mind. Absolutely. The energy is absolutely amazing. Watching porn is not normal human behavior. Our ancestors and the ones before them never watched porn. So I agree with you. And to be honest, their brains were functioning quite well. Having said that, I will do semen retention to reset my brain so I no longer cave to the addiction and need to fap every 3 to 4 days. Yeah, resetting your brain takes 90 days. You got to stay away from everything that has to do with scantily clad women. Like, I promise you, if you avoid porn, you and your happiness will improve massively over time. Like, if you've come to a year and 2 months, or if you've done 90 days, your brain is rewired so as to look at people differently. Okay, you look at people and you're actually happy to see them, and you don't look at them as objects, you look at them as friends, as people, as human. And not only that, but whenever you see a cute girl fully clothed and you just see her smile or you just see her beautiful face, you actually will get stoked up outside your brain from that, and not in a having seen an object type of way, if that makes sense. Like, human interaction is so much better when you're not ejaculating and when you're not watching porn. So that's kind of the thing that yeah. Leo, every 3 to 4 days, did you have a problem? Yeah, everyone who faps literally has a problem. So I agree with you, Leo. But guys, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the 3 Girls in Love system. And if you are subscribed to the Girls of High Value channel, because it's a huge movement that's going on right now that I'm creating. The Girls of High Value channel is very young. It came 1 year after the Men of High Value channel, but on there I've basically spoken a lot about Three Girls in Love lately, and man, it's a beautiful system. And the goal of having those two channels, the Men of High Value channel and the Girls of High Value channel, is basically to create some sort of a platform where it becomes easier to meet people that are like-minded, in the sense of men of high value who have received a stamp of approval that they're wealthy, that they're trustworthy, that that they basically will stick to these to their family through thick and thin and forever. Because if you've got a trustworthy man who's able to commit to 3 women and to manage to provide for all of them and for their children, Three Girls in Love becomes absolutely amazing. So quickly explain what Three Girls in Love is. Three Girls in Love is basically having 3 women, 1 man. The 1 man sets the standard of basically, I want 3 girls in love, and he doesn't date anyone. He wants to find those. If he's single, he wants to find those 3 women by themselves. He wants to find the 3 women at the same time. If he already has a girlfriend, then you basically state the standard and say, this is what I want. If you want to be in my life, then I'd love to have you in my life. And he basically explained the whole situation to her, and she'd be freaking outside her brain and be crazy about it in a negative way. But if she understood that this is done for her benefit, not for the man, this is for the women and the children, and to solve all of the world's problems, that we're doing this, okay? This is not just, some fantasy of a guy, although it is absolutely amazing for men as well. But so yeah, 3 women, 1 man, and there's family planning involved, so the women don't have endless amounts of children, because I think that's absolutely blown out their mind. In the Muslim community and the Mormon fundamentalist community, they're doing it all wrong, and they're burdening women, and that's completely unnecessary. So yeah, what are your guys' thoughts, and do you have questions about it? George Clooney, let's see. 3-4 days is a problem. Most guys fap either daily or 4 times a week. Yeah, but it's not good. Porn normalization can be compared to slavery back in the days. Just because majority was supporting didn't make it morally and ethically right. So time will come in the future where people will wonder about how crappy they were. Absolutely. Like, people are going to be completely against porn eventually, because it's not aligned with truth. And the more you watch it, the more feminine. Let's see, Lowell Mormons. So yeah, are you guys subscribed to the Girls of High Value channel? If not, make sure you go over there and subscribe immediately. I also have an Instagram account called @3girlsinlove, and also Instagram account called Men of High Value. But on the 3 Girls in Love, we post 4 times a day, so it's really updated, really on the ball. Instagram account. I always thought there's 3 dimensions of the male life. Just this 3: business, women, and physical. What do you think about that? Well, yeah, I agree. Like, there's 3, but instead of putting women, I would put family, because women it's like, you gotta have kids eventually, right? So it's family, and if you just write women, then that could also be, having sex outside of committed relationships. So I don't agree with the term women, but physical, business, and family, absolutely. I call them health, relationships, and business. But relationships, though, it also includes women, children, but also friends. and you're also your other family. So, but if you term it in terms of family instead of women, then you can have like your closest friends are also your family. You take care of them as if they're family. And like Jackie Chan said on Instagram, I don't know if that post is still up there, but he said, whoever is family, hold on, let me see if it's there. Yeah, it's right here. Jackie Chan said, your family is not whose blood is in you, it's who you love and who loves you. So family, I think, is a good term. All the good ones are taken, referring to women of high standards. Yeah, I don't agree. What do you mean women of high standards? Do you mean women have a high standard? And, or is it the guys? Like, yeah, you'll have to explain yourself. Why would we subscribe to women of high value? The reason why you subscribe to girls of high value is because it's explaining what we teach women. Okay, and in order for you to become a man of high value, you have to understand women. And I'm not teaching about relationships on the Men of High Value channel as of yet. I eventually will, but for now, it's all about semen retention. It's all about getting you guys the fundamentals. And if you're still stuck with porn, you haven't overcome your semen retention issues, then I can't move it forward to business. And business is the next step in order for you to establish your financial foundation. And then once you've established your financial foundation, that's when we move towards explaining about women, because right now it's voluntary celibacy and avoiding women at all costs continuously. However, why would you not motivate yourself outside your brain by understanding women and understanding what women think and understand your motivation? You know, because if you understand how to make it so that women will never, ever leave you in the future, because that's basically, if women leave you, that's a reflection of who you are. It's not her fault. It's completely your fault if the woman breaks up with you. And you can actually manage to make it in such a way that she doesn't break up with you if you understand the woman. Right? My tagline on the Men of High Value channel is understand the woman and you will understand the world. So how can you be a man of high value if you do not understand girls of high value? That's why I recommend that you absolutely subscribe there and understand also why I teach 3 Girls in Love. Like, what's the reason? Because there's tons of reasons. George Clooney, tell a female relative about it. Yep, for example. Men are supposed to lead. Completely agree with that, Leo. So that's what it's about. Let's see. Why do men reject polygamy? Or polygyny, for that matter? First of all, there's 2 different aspects to it. You've got polyamory, which is many loves. You've got polygamy, which is many wives. And then you've got polygyny, which is many... no, polygamy is many partners. And then you've got polygyny, which is then many wives. And hey, small dig big dreams. Awesome. Amen. So polyamory or polyandry, which is having many men, that is completely out of the question. It's not according to nature. It's basically what women are doing these days. All over the place, is they're having multiple partners, and then it's created a lot of issues in the world today. We've got and it's because women are masculine. So let me explain briefly the masculine and feminine thing. The more feminine a man is, the more he's willing to share his woman, and the more he's very committed to his woman. Or he basically has a mix of that. So he's masculine in the sense that he's sleeping around, but he's feminine in the sense that he needs to sleep around right now. Like he doesn't want to create deep, long-term relationships. That's feminine. Players by nature are feminine. MGTOW by nature are feminine. But a man who is masculine, he will have the standard of 3 Girls in Love. And he'll want to sleep with several women, but he'll desire long-term relationships. He'll desire commitment. He'll desire to provide for all of them. And yeah, let's see. Whenever I get urges, I just tell myself I can't do it. I have no choice. I have no choice. No different than going to a job. That's a good one, actually, because then you're just like, no, I do have a choice. So anyway, so I was explaining about masculinity and femininity, and so that's masculinity. But when women become masculine, it's a huge problem for society. And masculinity equals burden. Okay, so when I explain about masculinity, I explain about burdened women. If they're the more masculine they are, the more burdened they'll be. And when they're burdened, they don't have capacity. They become more selfish, and they try to become more like men and what we've been in the past. And it becomes a mix of masculine and feminine, and it's really, really bad for society. And Three Girls in Love, when men actually step up to the plate and take responsibility for what's going on in the world instead of thinking only about their short-term sexual desires, then we can actually eradicate porn. We can eradicate prostitution. If all men set the standard of Three Girls in Love, or actually even if only 1/3 of men set the standard of Three Girls in Love, there would be no more girls to do porn. There would be no more girls to do prostitution. All of the women, because they're naturally followers, would eventually follow man. Not only would it get rid of prostitution and porn, but it'd also get rid of big government. Because masculine men understand what it takes to provide for themselves and don't need the government to provide for them. And they would literally vote down big government by voting libertarian. And if they had 3 women and they're being led in a responsible manner and they're all emotionally fulfilled and they love how the man is providing for them, those 3 women would also vote libertarian. And they would be against having big government because they're basically, my husband's being taxed for all of his money. I want us to have that money, so I'm going to vote libertarian. So instead of just having men vote libertarian, you'd also have women vote libertarian for rational reasons, okay? Because women vote emotionally and short-term basis. Socialism sounds fantastic. Yes, we need that safety net, and we need high taxes, and we need to take care of everyone, and blah, blah, blah. And that's what's destroying the world. So what are you guys' thoughts? Let's see. Porn masturbation is not something I ever want to do. It's not something I never want to do again. It's just I'm not sure right now is a good time to do it because you say in the first month you're going to be all over the place. Bro, if you are quarantining yourself, I think it's a very fantastic time to start semen retention. Getting past the first 30 days, yes, you're going to be emotionally all over the place compared to normal. I'm not saying you're going to be completely all over the place. You're emotionally going to be a little bit more all over the place than normal. But then once you get past those 30 days, man, your immune system is going to be absolutely amazing. And this is the best time to stop porn and masturbation. Just like it's the best time to stop smoking. There's never been a time that's better than now to stop smoking and drinking and doing anything that messes up your body. And that includes masturbation and ejaculation. Don't do it. It's completely ridiculous, and your health will massively improve by you not doing it. It's kind of, yeah. So anyway. So if you guys don't have any more, how do you know so much when you never had a problem with porn? I know a lot of people who've had problems with porn, and actually, yeah, I've had porn problems in the past, but it was porn problems in the sense of once a month, and then I wanted to get rid of it. And then there was some times when I actually didn't manage to get rid of it, and I'd watch it every day for half an hour for a week, until I was just like, okay, this is absolutely ridiculous. So, and I grew up very religiously, so my goal was to get rid of it all of the time. But at one point in my marriage, I was like, let's introduce porn. Let's figure out if it's actually beneficial for women to watch it. We found out very, very quickly that it really is not beneficial for women. And also, it was not helpful for me as well. Like, even in marriage, porn makes you prematurely ejaculate, and that's not necessary in marriage. And also, why would I want to watch someone else's women? Because they don't belong to me. And I only believe in porn if those women that you're watching porn of are yours. Okay, so Three Girls in Love, once you have that, that's kind of gonna be porn, and men have an emotional need for that, obviously, or else they wouldn't be watching porn all the time. But it'll be your porn and no one else's porn, if that makes sense. And then it's okay. But to watch other people's women, not okay at all. And it's a property rights type thing. Like, don't steal and don't desire other men's women. That's feminine. So George Glynn says, what do you think of seeing legal prostitutes instead of porn? Completely against it. Why would you build up an industry? Simply because people need to have freedom, okay? And freedom is way better than forcing people to not do something, because it will always create a black market. The black market is going to create more outlaws, and it's going to create more problems, more issues, and dark numbers, if you know what I mean, and murderers. So prostitution should be legal, but as men of high value, you should never, ever go to a prostitute. Ever. Like, why would you need to go to a prostitute in the first place? Like, because you are high value, that means that other people want you. So the more you need porn, and the more you need prostitutes, and the more you need to masturbate, the lower value you are. Now, I'm not saying that as an offense. I'm just saying that you can change, and that's what this channel is for, to help you to take the next steps in your life so that you don't do it over time. So don't feel bad about yourself. It's not like that, right? And I'm completely against the notion that it's a sin. Like, I don't like the word sin, but it's still, anything that's making you feminine is wrong in that sense, if that makes sense. So anyway, porn is the worst thing for a man. Absolutely. What do you do with the urges when you are in semen retention? Sometimes it's really hard to keep your mind focused because of this. Yes. And that's the first 30 days, basically, Patricio. After the first 30 days, you're really not going to have those intense urges anymore. Well, they'll still be there, but you'll have self-control to handle it. But in the beginning of semen retention, I would just simply have a goal, okay? Like, have a goal that's more intense than your desire to watch porn. So if that goal is a financial goal, let's say, for example, you want a net worth of $100,000, fantastic. Let's make that your goal. And let's get it within the next 2 years, for example, or the next 3 years. And then you focus on that, and then that sexual energy that you have will be continuously driven towards that. And whenever you have the urge and, like, I want to masturbate, I want to ejaculate, I want to watch porn, then you redirect the focus by saying, but that's going to take me away from that long-term goal, not help me get to that long-term goal, if that makes sense. So you have that, but then you also have, it's kind of dark here, but then you also have the opportunity of go for a walk, or go for a run, exercise more, do push-ups. Like, some people say that they get a stronger urge when they exercise, but not in the moment. Like, if you in the beginning have to go for walks 10 times a day in order to overcome your urge, then do that, right? Like, and then completely stay away from the scantily clad women, completely. That's what I would recommend. Like, just don't do it, because understand that if you don't get past your porn addiction, you'll never get past your porn addiction. Like, understand that. It's going to make it more difficult for you to get women. It's because you're going to be anxious and scared, and you're going to basically have issues and needs, if that makes sense. Like, that's what happens when guys watch porn. They become needy and freaking desperate. It's feminine. So they end up not being able to even date properly. This is why men are like they're not having sex these days. I'm not saying that sex outside of a long-term committed relationship is okay, but even men who don't believe in that struggle to get women. And that's not normal. That's not good. And it's because of porn. But it's the self-esteem that's a problem. It's not the fact that that they should be sleeping around. So don't sleep around. Let's see. The problem is you have the goal and still need to escape to porn because of stress and working hard. The stress is because of porn. The stress is because of masturbation and ejaculation. Understand that. It's not like you're basically, it's like you're addicted to drugs. Yes, your body is going to be more stressed when you don't take your drugs. But your body is more so in a stressful situation now than if you were not doing drugs at all. Like, does that make sense? Once you get off porn and masturbation, you're gonna be less stressed. Okay, semen retention. I have a video. Go check it out after this live stream is done. But porn, semen retention, the greatest stress reliever in the long term, right? In the short term, porn, yeah, of course, it's the best stress reliever, but it's the short term, and it doesn't work in the long run in the big scheme of things. Like my definition of truth. Truth is that which works in the long run and in the big scheme of things. And porn does not qualify. Masturbation does not qualify. So make sure you guys align yourself with truth. Do you know why men watch porn? It's not for the dopamine hits. It's because either they're escapists or they're little scared boys not willing to grow up. Yeah, you could say that, but I would also say that it's an emotional need for men, and I'm saying in terms of that they want women and that they want to watch naked women have sex together and have sex with them. So if they're not seeing that on their day-to-day basis, then they're going to go towards it. But the key is for them to develop self-control so that they can have that one point in the future. And it will drive them and their ambition levels and their it's a fantastic thing, really, this emotional need, if you have self-control, because it will drive you to ambitions like no man's business, if you know what I mean. Like, it's insane how ambitious and fired up and motivated you get when you are on semen retention and not watch porn. Because one day in the future, you do want porn, but it's yours. It's your porn because it's your women. This is also one of the reasons why the MGTOW movement actually can work. Because if you took away porn, and then MGTOW would basically completely crumble. Because they're like, that's how they survive. And they have no need to progress and grow that much. But if in 3 Girls in Love society, oh my gosh, men would be motivated outside their brain to get 3 women because other men have 3 women. Why can't I have 3 women? And then they'd be actually motivated and ambitious to actually set up their financial foundation and prepare for it. So, yeah. Let's see. Excuse much. Excuses are your worst enemies. People always have excuses for everything. Good point. Yeah, Leo, I'm full of excuses, not gonna lie. I just needed in the moment to feel better. The little indulgences like is the worst thing you should do on semen retention. Once you do a little one, porn or Instagram models, negative thought, etc., becomes a snowball. Absolutely, completely agree. That's why I say no scantily clad women, unfollow, unsubscribe from everything that's kind of beautiful, because it's like, why are you watching them? Like, I have one client who basically said that he has a control thing going on, so he's filtering out. There's no access to porn unless he really, really is looking for it. And he followed one girl on Twitter, and she has porn on her thing, and he said that the reason why he's watching it or following her is because she was hot. That's basically the reason. And so that's a wrong reason to follow someone. Like, don't do that. That's ridiculous. Let's see. You think some of the greatest men in the world watch porn, constantly chase women, and spill their seed day after day? Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Alexander the Great, Fidel Castro. Yeah, exactly. I'm in a 9-year relationship with a girl and cannot control myself. Every time I relapse because of her thoughts, or when I talk to her, I cannot control. I watch her videos, I get past 30 days. Are you not having sex with her? I think porn is connecting us to dark energy. That is absolutely correct, George. You come over to our side. To the light, basically. Let's see. Yeah. Andrew, 9-year relationship. So, obviously, you want to be with her long term, right? So, I highly suggest that you check out the Girls of High Value channel. Go subscribe, guys. Because it's different with guys that have had a girl and they want to be with that girl forever and ever and ever and ever, to avoid women completely and not be with them at all. But it's gonna affect your business. Well, maybe Andrew can explain to us why he's not having sex with her. Is it just because of semen retention? Leo says, you'll have plenty of time to bang some hot women later on when you become rich and successful due to SR for now. Thank you. Voluntary celibacy, everyone. That's the name of the game. And especially if you commit yourself to 3 girls in love. Man, imagine having hot women in 3 girls in love in the system that we've got. Because in the system, understand that the women in 3 girls in love are going to be intimate with each other. Okay, so it's gonna be way better than you think. Sex is a normal, healthy part of any relationship. If you're not having sex, it's nothing more than friendship, something to think about, Andrew. Well, I don't necessarily agree. You had Terry Crews from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He and his wife, they decided to do a 90-day no sex thing, and they failed. Like, they were like on day 87 or something, and then they failed. But they basically were like, it was very, very beneficial for their relationship. And also, me and my wife, we'd never done this before, but when she went to America, I was in Norway, and we decided that we're going to move to America, so she went ahead. A lot of things have happened since then, but basically, I was away from her for more than 100 days. We didn't have sex, and man, it was probably one of the most fantastic times of my life, to be honest. I loved it. Yeah, they failed at day 87 something. I don't know. Go watch their video. It might be a completely different number. But I just remember that they progressed very far, and then they just we decided to have sex. So, but it was very cute though. They're a cute couple. What do you think about people saying all the time porn, fap, man, and is normal? Let's see. Yeah, I know that Terry Crews was a porn addict. Absolutely. And that's why he did the 90-day thing. And it's also one of the reasons why it's become popular, because Terry Crews actually spoke up about it, which is fantastic, man. Love that guy. So people saying all the time porn and FAP is normal. You know, I actually went on, I was on the newspaper. I check a newspaper in Norway these days to see what's going on in Norway since I don't live there. I used to. And because of the coronavirus, and I like to keep updated on what they're doing. And I saw a commercial based, or like a very short news snippet from November, and it was talking about No Nut November. And it was hilarious because doctors were literally saying that it's actually is not healthy for you to be on NoFap and No Nut November. And I'm like, this is so hilarious. Like, we're the only ones that know about this. It's crazy. Like, oh my gosh. It's so funny. And people are like, oh no, like for 30 days. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. But man, like, they'll never know what kind of bliss the people who are on semen retention experience, and how the body is created in such a perfect way that once you stop, your semen production will find the way to work optimally inside your body for your hormones and for your brain and everything in your body to just work optimally in your immune system. It's amazing the kind of protection that you get from semen retention. Let's see. Let's see. In Pakistan, you cannot have before marriage. So, if you've been together with her for 9 years, why are you not married yet? Not that I say that you should get married, because I recommend against marriage, but why haven't you married her yet, Andre? Let's see. You're absolutely right, Joseph. Porn is like a drug, and you feel bad when you don't get your drug. I need a full sex detox. No porn, no imagination, no sex. Thank you, George. Thank you. You've watched my channel for a very long time, so I think it's time to actually practice what you are being preached about. Preached to. Animals don't fap because that's not normal in any creature. Fapping is weird when you really think about it. I don't know if we're going to look to animals as the best source of inspiration, guys, because, I mean, I've seen monkeys masturbate. So, like, I think, yeah, we shouldn't look to animals, because if we look to animals, then we're going to get confused, because very often animals just simply do what their emotions tell them to do. And it's kind of like us being feminine. Like, if we are feminine, then we are going to allow our emotions to control us. It's about getting past that. It's about getting over that. So yeah, like, become men. Because the more manly we become, the more like God we become. It's one of the things I wanted to mention lately is my religious beliefs, and understanding what I think about God and what I think about the universe and what I think about all of that stuff. But we've been live though for 49 minutes, and that's a whole huge discourse in itself. I'm actually considering going live a lot more often these days, because, guys, like, I've literally made 4 or 5 videos for you guys. I've edited one of them twice, and another one I've also edited. But every time I push the upload button, it just stops working, and it basically doesn't finish the editing process, and so I have to start the editing process all over again. So you guys have been missing out because of that. It's been 4 days since I put out a video, and this is why I wanted to do a live stream today, because it didn't work yesterday either. So if you guys want me to do more often live streams, then I'm going to do that, and we can be able to talk a little bit more. But yes, we are mini gods, and that is our destination. That's where we're going towards, guys. And we have to figure out how God is aligned with truth. Because the more you align yourself with the truth, the more of a god you become, and eventually we'll past this life, we'll get to even more amazing levels. So anyway, let's see. How to semen retention while in a relationship? Well, how do you have sex while in? How do you not have sex while in a relationship, Andrew? Because the same way that you're not having sex with your girlfriend is the same way that you also should be practicing semen retention. Like, well, are you masturbating since you're in a relationship? Like, doesn't make any sense, bro. So, but the way to do it is it because of your religion that you're not having sex, or is it because of social stigma and families that you're not having sex? Because that makes a difference. And if you haven't checked out my Girls of High Value channel, the 3 Girls in Love lifestyle, I'd highly suggest that you do that before you, If you're not married after 9 years, it's not going to work out, in my opinion. Well, we don't know why. We don't know his reasoning for not getting married. But marriage sucks, guys. Like, I'm being real. Like, if people say that, oh, you guys should get married and everything's going to be wonderful when you get married, not so. Because women change once you get married. Once she puts the ring on, she's different. Trying to do semen retention with a girlfriend is like not trying to shoot a rifle during war. That's a good one. Well, that's basically when you're having sex, but you also have to learn ejaculation control. So if you learn ejaculation control eventually, then you won't be shooting your rifle during war. But at the same time, though, not now, right? What do you say to guys who have been with their girlfriends for 9 years? Break up with them? Like, no. Get them to understand 3 Girls in Love and then commit to you for the long term and help your process to make your to build up your financial foundation faster. Unless you're 21 and you've been with her since you were 12 years old, like, is it that kind of a 9-year relationship? Anyway, he's not answering us, so I'd rather get rich than have a girlfriend for now. Money. Yes, thank you, Leo. That's what we want everyone to think about. So anyway, if people don't have any more questions, I'm gonna get going for now. I'll be online a little bit more in terms of live streams, so make sure you hit that notification bell. And I'm excited for you guys to learn more. Let's see, and for me to learn more. What if I live in a country that polygamy is not acceptable? Are you kidding me? Every single country, polygamy is acceptable. Look at what people do outside of long-term committed relationships. That's polygamy. So it's not illegal to have sex outside of marriage. So 3 Girls in Love is going to be cohabitation. You're not going to marry them. But if you understand the principles that's on Girls of High Value channel and learn from me, you'll never have to worry about them leaving you because you understand the woman. Understand the woman, there's actually no point of getting married because then you end up involving the government with you. And then your woman now, after 1 year or 2 years, can take away half your possessions unless you actually have some form of, legal agreement. But sometimes those legal agreements sometimes don't even work. So the best thing you can do is invest in yourself so that you can invest in understanding about the woman and be coached, like literally, because of what I've shared with him about 3 Girls in Love. Let's see. Thank you, man. Thanks for answering our question. The 1 point really helped me realize what I already knew. I subscribe to Girls of High Value. Yes, Andrew. Thank you. And hopefully I can post there as well. The problem with Girls of High Value is that I have 1,000. You have to have 1,000 subscribers in order for you to go live, and it's problematic. So I need to figure out a program so that I can edit my videos and upload it, because or else I won't be uploading unless I do a live stream and then upload it later. Anyway, I'll figure it out. My parents forced me to get married. Don't get married. Just like George Clooney says, don't get married because of your parents. Don't be a fool. It's your life. I completely agree. Oh my gosh, if you get married because of your parents, you're feminine. And if you're feminine, your life's gonna suck. So get masculine and literally, yeah, listen to this channel instead. Anyway, thanks guys. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.